Hi, good afternoon. Just checking that we are live. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'll take a moment to make sure we're all here. Okay, wonderful, excellent. How are you today, my lovely ladies, my beautiful goddesses? Today, we will be going through the Personal Power Discovery Workbook. And the reason why I want to go through this is because not only that it's at least a couple of $100, if not more, value, what some other coaches may charge for some sessions on. The reason why I want to go through this is because it is a free download, a free workbook. And I do want you to go through it because I do want you to take the time to um, just take a moment for yourself, think about your life now, what you want to upgrade and get to activating and get into that stage. Okay. But before we get started, just want to take a deep breath. Okay. And to send you that love, to fill in that space and holding that space for you today. And if you have not downloaded your free copy yet, the link is below. You should be able to see it right now. It is the Personal Power Discovery Workbook at heartfullliving.today/free workbook. Okay, and you can download it right away. It is a fillable PDF, or you can print it out like this and fill it out on paper. I do it two ways. Sometimes I like to print it out and have, being able to write with a pen because there is that action and it's a bit better than filling it out online. But it is an online PDF, fillable PDF that you can use for the convenience. And you get to save paper too. So that's why sometimes I switch between the two depending on how I feel and which area I'm at. So yes, this is definitely something that I use also for myself, and basically, what it is it takes you, any area in your life right now and get into thinking about what's not working for you and what you want to change. Okay. So, as you're going through it, before you get started, I do have a couple of preface to it. And the main things are basically start where you are. Okay. Start where you are right now. Like, I think a lot of women, a lot of the times, because we do so much and we do so much for others, whether it's our kids, our spouses, our work, our other family, or other expectations, we do sort of, sort of wait for another time, right? We're waiting to have, I don't know, more time, which never happens. Time is the same every single day, right? Or at least the concept of time for most. Or we're waiting for the weekend and then the weekend comes and nothing happens and so forth. Like there's always some kind of little excuse or for the kids to grow up. My husband used to use that one. I used to tell him like, why? Like that's years down the road. Like there's no need to wait for that, right? Not for the proud discovery, but he'll say it, for other things that we talk about. And we got over that. But so start where you are right now. Okay, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, however busy, however stressful, how much anxiety you might feel, even physical pain, as much as you can to just take that time for yourself and just um, start where you are. Okay. And the next part is commitment. Okay. And before I even talk about commitment, I wanted to say thank you for taking your time to do this because, as you may know, some of you may know, my purpose and my goal is to help as many women around the world. Um, I do work with men, children, and animals as well. But ultimately, I love working with women, especially moms, because I'm a mom. I'm a mom of four, And we give so much all the time. There's never time for ourselves. And we are so key and integral to life, right? We bring life on this planet. We do so much to back up our men or our partners, and back up everything, even organizations that we work for. We do so much of that. We are so integral, yet we are underappreciated. So I want to say thank you for doing this, because I want to help as many women around the world so that they can be empowered. And by taking the time and doing it for yourself, you can basically have more power for yourself. Nobody's giving us the power. you know Governments, sometimes even in some relationship situations, people are not really giving us the power, right? There's a lot of take and a lot of abuse, and not enough of that real true love, right? So you are the only one that can really really give yourself that true love, and I want to thank you for doing this, because this would be so important. Imagine, more of us becoming more and more peaceful with ourselves, and activating our hearts, and getting into our soul passion and purpose, and living our dream life. That's what it's all about, right? So we can be there for future generations. We can be there to support our kids and family as they grow up, right? And the other thing that I do is, for example, in my um, healing and coaching programs, we actually do heal past trauma, inherited issues, and that stops it from yourself, but also the current generation and future generations. So it is so key that you take care of yourself, and that you get rid of all these things as well, right? And so I want you to commit to doing this for yourself, okay? Commit to doing it, because it will be so profound and so transformational for you. And you may say, I've done some of these kind of workbooks before. Why is this different? The reason why this is different is it's actually it's from years and years of my own experience in personal life, as well as in coaching. I've as a teenager, I know it's really weird, but as a teenager, I was always really, really, really into philosophy and self empowerment. And I always related more to like the sages and the older generation. So I've been keeping notes. I used to write diaries all the time, and I've been keeping notes about upbringing and self empowerment and things like that. So it's my lifelong learning and experience, as well as through coaching techniques. It's basically what coaches would charge you for, right? And I made it simple, reducing it down to all the things that you need right now to make that shift. And although it may be simple, does not mean it will not do anything for you, or that it's not transformational. It truly is, but it takes that commitment. And then the next part is the taking action. So it's no use if you print it out or download and it just sits there on your computer or as paper. It's just a few pieces of paper. You really need to put in that energy and take the action. Okay. So one is committing to yourself, to doing it, and then actually taking the action, by filling it out, reading through it, filling it out. There's really not much reading at all. I'm basically showing you going through the first couple of pages right now in terms of commitment and taking action. That's why I want to walk through it with you. And then the next part is about being realistic. So it's basically, we want to some of us have these are easy. Some of us, compared to some others, I would say, have uh, believe more in sort of manifestation or magic. So they have like wild goals or whatever it is, and that's all great. There is sort of like a fine line between what is reachable, what is possible for you, and what you are aligned to. And that could be like I said before, any blockages that are blocking you from actually really truly believing or truly having the things that you want, right? So it's kind of like coming to that middle ground and healing all of that, in order to get to your biggest wildest dreams. Okay. But being realistic is just about, looking at where you are right now, right? Don't say, if you're, for example, if your business is earning, or at your job, you're not making more than, um, you know 50 to 100K a year, whatever it is, whatever, like below 100K a year, and your goal might be, I want to be a billionaire by next year. Like, that is not really realistic. Like, you need to sort of achieve the 500K, the 1 million, and so forth. And it's not to say you shouldn't have that as a goal, but if you're saying you want to do that within the next 6 months, within the next year, that's kind of a little bit unreachable, right? It takes for a huge, I don't know, rob the bank or own the bank or something for that to happen, right? So it's just managing your expectations, and being realistic about where you are right now. Okay. And then all these are basically a paragraph long. Okay. So there's, like I said, not much reading at all. It's just getting to the meat of it so you can get to the work. And then the next part is taking stock of your resources. Okay, so for example, using that early example, if you're not somebody who has a business that can propel you to that billionaire mark in a year's time, if you don't have the network at all, you don't even, you're a shy person, you don't even talk to anybody at all, then how are you really going to reach that, right? Unless you do illegal activities, but that's, of course, obviously not recommended. So taking a stock of your resources is really looking at, okay, I want to accomplish these things, but what do I have to work with right now? What can and if it's equipment, for example, let's take health as an example. If health and nutrition is your goal to upgrade, if that's your top priority to upgrade, taking stock of your resources will be like looking around the kitchen and say, okay, what do I have? What can I improve on with what I have already? But also, you know what? I do have a bit of money at the end of my paychecks, at the end of the month. How can I invest this towards my health, right? Using that resource to help back up your goal. So take stock of your resources. Don't be too ridiculous. And then, but then also not coming from a negative or lack mentality, of course. Like, it's just about taking stock of your resources. It's not about sitting around and going, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, therefore I can't, right? That's the lack and the negative mentality. Last bit, I love this. Be brave and be bold. You'll hear me talk about that a lot. I want you to be brave and be bold. We are in a time where the stress levels are higher right now. It's affecting our cellular level for a lot of people. We're tired, anxiety, depression. Um, it's time to be brave. Being brave meaning do the work, do stuff like this, do stuff for yourself. Be brave and sit down and open your mind to be brave for yourself, and be bold, right? For example, if you're in a relationship, or in your family, like, be bold. Say, you know what, husband or wife, I need to do this for myself right now. Okay. Be bold about it. Stand up for yourself. It's all about standing up for yourself, getting your voice heard. But also, um, we have to be brave and bold right now, right? The community, the world events and things like that, all the negativity in the world, it's not supporting us, and it's time for women to be more bold, and not in a negative way where you're just being loud and obnoxious. Obviously not. Everything from the heart, everything from love. That's what this is all about. That most of us, a lot of us are hiding, right? So I want you to get out there, be brave and be bold, and do this for yourself. Okay. So at the part that you actually basically do the work on is the self-discovery wheel. And if it's a PDF, they're trying to make sure you can see this. That's the funny thing about these meeting cameras. So you start from inside and you work yourself up, and it's a rating of 10. So if you feel like you're only at about a 2, you would just fill in from inside the circle 1, 2, 1, 2, and then go higher up if you feel higher up. So it's sort of filling up each of the segments there. And we have mental health and happiness. So rate yourself. Where do you feel you are out of 10 in terms of mental health and happiness? Okay. Again, be honest about it. Be honest about it because you're doing this exercises for yourself. Next one is personal purpose. How much are you aligned with your personal purpose in terms of your relationship, in terms of your work or business? Your nature connection. Nature is so important. How would you rate your nature connection? Hydration, another key. Quality of nutrition, weight management, exercise and physical health, home and family environment. So that's your family setup, your family dynamic, your husband and or spouse relationship, your social relationships with your friends, perhaps with your co-workers, just in the community, your social relationships, where you are with that. Fun and recreation. Are you doing a lot of things for fun and recreation? Financial health, where are you in terms of that? Spirituality and meditation. Okay. So leaving room for, I feel like I can get better at this, and just being honest about yourself. So you should have a rating for all of them. And in our coaching program, we actually go through this and we take this and use it for the energy healing components as well. Okay. And a lot of the times, unless you go through an exercise like this, people don't even realize, oh my gosh, my weight management is actually higher than, for example, my social relationships area, right? People might be sitting around there like, well, I'm really stressed right now. Okay. But until they do the exercise, they realize it's actually their home family environment that really, really, really needs to improve. And that's what's actually causing them the stress, right? Do you see why going through this exercise is so important now? Like, you don't really realize until you sit down and do it, and you can see it. It's literally almost like a map that you can see. And basically, we take the area that has the lowest rating. And in my coaching programs, I actually have a one-on-one call with you to go through this as well, so that we can determine, okay, this is your priority for now. Okay. And sometimes some people may have two areas that become their top priority. Okay. They kind of go hand in hand, just depending on where you're at and what the situation is. You can date this and write down your notes and reflections on the bottom. And what I want you to do is have a copy as your original copy when you first fill out, and then set a calendar, perhaps 3 months down the road, or even 1 month, depending on, what you think you're working on and how fast you can get to uh, completing some of the elements. And then basically come back in that time and reevaluate yourself. You can even use the same one and mark it with a different color pen. But on the PDF, they're clickable buttons, so you would have to save a separate copy. Okay, and that's basically all you have to do, really. And the great thing about the workbook also is that I've also included the three. Let me turn to that page. The top three powerful upgrades that you can do immediately, and basically in every single area. So, for example, mental health and happiness, I have 3 things that you can get started on right away, right away. For example, dedicate time to meditate starting today, and or increase time of duration or frequency. And I know most of you ladies are going to say, well, yeah, I know. I've been talking about meditation. I've been meaning to do it. I'll do it this weekend. That is not how I want you to do it. Okay. That's why I wanted to jump on this call to also walk you through this part. This last part is the key, right? Getting to it right away. So if that's your top area, take that first item. When you accomplish the first item, do the second, do the third, and you'll see that your life will start to shift immediately. So if it's mental health and happiness, the first items is to dedicate time to meditate starting today and or increase the time. That means you do it today. But I'll be nice. If you really cannot get to it today, say it's already 11 p.m., you're watching this or you're doing your discovery workbook, then sure, of course, tomorrow. Or you can just stay up a little later, right? Sometimes I find that 5-minute meditations are um, can be so profound and life changing and shifts my energy vibration for the day and immediate shift. In fact, in another future masterclass, I'll be going through um, what are some of the key what are some of the things that we can do to shift our vibration to a higher vibration. Okay, so that'll be a fun one, but that's one way, right? Just 2-minute 5-minute meditations. Okay, just sitting quietly and going within, and that's it. We need to do that. I know we have a million things to do. I used to be that way, right? I wanted to do yoga at least 3 times a week. Now I do it every morning, but even meditation, I always wanted to do it every morning and every night. Then you have kids, then you have to get up for work, and you cannot push that aside. But the key is to just do it. Okay. What I found as a mom, I have 4 kids, so very busy, and they're all under 13. As a mom, what I found that was when I shifted certain stuff that I don't have to do today or this week, I can actually squeeze in the things that I need to do. Okay. And if you're in the coaching program as well, this is basically what I use. It's my daily wholeness journal. I'm trying to, there you go. And it covers all areas, quick things you can do. You just fill up everything, and that makes sure that your whole day is complete, right? It's doing things like that and just getting that done. And the laundry can wait another day. Laundry can wait 2 days, whatever it is. Making those shifts is not so bad. Like we're always pressuring ourselves. And I think that pressure comes a lot with expectations, society expectations. We're supposed to be the woman, the wife, do this, certain things are supposed to be handled by us. Household is supposed to look like this, look like that, you know, being so clean or whatever it is, right? And then also our upbringing, through our upbringing, the expectations through our upbringing, what we think we are supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to maintain our life. And it can go the opposite. I've released blockages in women where they're actually unable to do stuff, right? Because they have these negative trapped emotions from certain past experiences that made them blocked to just deal with life. So just getting past that and shifting all of these things, all of these expectations, dump that, at that. Be brave and be bold. But that's pretty much it for today. That's the Personal Power Discovery Workbook. Download it, get your copy done. I made it with love and love energy, made it for you so that you can shift your life around for the better. Um, Use it as often as you want, as you can. And like I said, in our program, we will actually use that um, to activate you and to figure out the key areas that is going to not just, make things okay for now. It's really going to shift and transform your life. And you're going to have key systems and takeaways and techniques for self-healing and self-empowerment systems that you will be able to use for the rest of your life, right? So you never have to go through, that anxiety, that same situation, right? You might go through something new, but still you have these techniques to be able to use and handle those new situations. But for all situations, imagine not having to deal with those ever again. And even then, if they do come up, you know how to deal with it, like right away, right? And then also being able to pass it along to your surrounding, and your surrounding is your spouse, your family, your friends, your kids. That is so wonderful and tremendous. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching the replay, definitely download your copy first if you have not already. And if you have, thank you so much. And please do fill it out. And if you're ready to activate and go the next level, I will be opening the July cohort very, very soon. It's going to be a July, August combined. So there's still a couple of seats open. So definitely let me know. Direct message me if you want more information. We can jump on a call and discuss it and see how that can really transform your life. Okay, thank you so much.